drag is so brilliant because it samples everything. Drag, throughout the history of humans on this planet, is there to remind people to not take life too seriously. So, what drag does, it takes identity and it says, identity is ridiculous. You are a shapeshifter. You are God. You have many different forms. This is not your only form. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. So, in doing that, drag samples. And I believe in cultural appropriation. I say sample everything on the buffet table. There's no shade. There's only one of us here. And the ego wants to separate people. It's like, oh, you guys over here, you over there. Don't believe the ego. We are all everything. So, drag queens like to sample phrases, twist phrases. We say, if someone's a boy, we call them a girl. If someone's, we say even more crude things as terms of endearment, you know. So my mother loved sayings. She collected sayings, and she passed that love of sayings on to me. I remember the first time I heard someone say, oh, you better work. I went, what did you say? What is it? I wrote it down. So I'm always writing things down. In fact, I was in Atlanta after go-go dancing one night. The DJ and some of the other employees and I would go over to Crystal Burger, which is, it's like White Castle, but it's the South's version of a White Castle burger, which is this little bitty burger with a thin piece of meat in it. Anyway, we'd go there, and I remember we were waiting for our burgers, and the woman behind the counter said to this homeless person who was trying to steal a bag of food, she said, she done already done had hers. She done already done had hers. And I said, oh, I am writing that down. Another night we went there, and the same girl behind the counter said to someone, sir, your country breakfast is ready. I said, I gotta write that one down. So, you know, I've always collected those sayings and phrases, and the girls come here with phrases that they try to make work. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but they come to the show thinking, I'm gonna market this. This is gonna be my catchphrase, I'm gonna put this on a t-shirt. But it usually doesn't work out that way. So it's something that sort of flies, a fly-off, fly-away phrase that sort of catches with them. But my mother had tons. My mother had one that I still don't know what it means today. She said, Blind Tom said, sight beat the world, and we shall see. Blind Tom said, sight beat the world, and we shall see. I have no idea what that means. I have an idea, which is if Tom is blind, and he has so much faith that eventually we will all see. The truth will come to pass. I think that's what that means. But she loves saying it.
I know what sachet means. Where did Shantae come from?
Well, Shantae is used in the documentary Paris is Burning. Someone says at one point, one of the sort of callers, you know, as the kids walk the ball, there's someone, the MC, who's calling and saying, oh, look at her, look at her. Well, in one scene in the movie, they say, Shantae, 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 Shantae. And what they're doing is a bastardized version of French. I think probably saying enchanté or something, but they're saying Shantae, Shantae. So I took that from Paris is Burning.